Good morning. I appreciate everybody coming out today. Somebody said how beautiful it was. It sure didn't feel beautiful when I walked out of my door and it was 6 degrees. My car was a little tight and everything, but it is a pleasure to be here with you folks. I'm Brock Greenfield. I'm from Clark, and I serve District 2, which is southwest Aberdeen. We wrap around and pick up a lot of Brown County, most of southern Brown, and then we go up into Columbia, and I think ultimately we end up about 6 miles south of the North Dakota border. And then on the southeast side of our district, we have Esteline. So we go into Hamlin County and Clark and most of Spink. This year, once again, I've been very honored and blessed to have been elected the President Pro Tem of the Senate. And in that capacity, I have a lot of responsibilities which start before session and involve me choosing who the Senate pages will be. I have a hand in selecting interns, but generally defer on that front to the majority leader. Then once session starts and I've officially been elected, then the committee assignments go forward, and once the bills start dropping, I'm responsible for assigning bills to committees. You know, and as Caleb said, by the way, I really do appreciate Caleb. He's newly elected to our district and has proven himself to be a quick study and a very knowledgeable person, and I do just really appreciate the fact that he was willing to put himself out there and run. As a stay-at-home father, he has a lot of responsibilities, and I know that Kayla is helping to shoulder a lot more responsibility now, but he's doing some good work out there here on behalf of the constituents from District 2 and frankly northeastern South Dakota. And also I should pass along greetings from Representative Greenfield. That would be my mother. She told me last night as I was driving back to Clark that I would not be stopping and picking her up. She reminded me, I should say, because as she had told me earlier in the week, she has another obligation today, and it was a very important one for her. So, but she wishes she could be here, and I presume that she'll be here for most of the remaining Cracker Barrels. With respect to legislation that I have brought, and by the way, I'm on appropriations again. I am not really thrilled with the President Pro Tem for putting me on there. But as I mentioned, I'm the President Pro Tem, so I had a different idea as to how I was going to make that committee look, and a couple of the people who I had informed that they would be on there, both had at one point given me their blessing, and then they said they no longer had a desire to do that. So I had to scramble, and I ended up putting Ryan Maher and myself on there. Ryan and I served on that committee together 10 and 11 years ago, I guess. So it's been a while. We're retreads. And then I'm also on state affairs. But I've brought 6 Senate bills so far, and one of those is the concealed carry, what's sometimes called constitutional carry legislation with respect to firearms. Sometimes it's referred to as permitless carry. I would imagine we'll talk some more about that. I brought one on the regulation of fireworks, and it has to do with really updating our code to bring it up to speed with present day. We hadn't touched our fireworks code for a number of years, and there were some very outdated and antiquated references in there. We're not trying to do anything earth-shattering, but just bring our code up to speed. I have one dealing with wind energy facilities and their lighting apparatuses, and understand that now technology is available that doesn't require those to blink all the time. They only would blink when an aircraft is in the area. Let's see, one has to do with, it's a very complex issue. It really does pit the rural electric associates versus the municipal electrics and whatnot. And that has taken a back burner right now. Cooler heads seem to have prevailed, at least for the time being. They're going to negotiate throughout the next couple of weeks and see if they can't come up with something. I've got one that deals with non-compete clauses in contracts and would take our non-compete from 2 years to 1. And we can touch a little more on that if anybody's interested. And then the last one that I have is, it deals with the licenses and registrations for ambulances. And I know I've got to wrap things up, but it just says, current state law says any motor vehicle that is the property of this state, the United States, a county, a township, a municipality, a public or non-public school accredited by the Department of Education, an Indian mission school in the state, an Indian tribe, a fire department, or any bus or van owned by a church may be registered upon application in the manner provided for other motor vehicles. And ultimately, they're exempted from the fee, but ambulances aren't. And so that was an oversight, I think, and some of the interested parties brought that bill to me, and I'm going to be priming that one as well. So with that, I'll sit down and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.